Okay, here's some examples of factoring using the Australian method. So just like the other two methods you've learned before, we start with the product and sum. So the product here is the front multiplied by the back term, so that's negative 12. And the sum is the coefficient to the middle term, which is negative 1. So I'll just do this systematically. So I'm just going to start with 1 times negative 12, add those numbers together, 1 plus negative 12. Well, that's not going to work. It's not the sum of negative 1, so we'll try 2. 2 times negative 6 is 12. Does that add to negative 1? Nope. 3 times negative 4, that works. 3 plus negative 4 is negative 1. So the numbers are 3 and negative 4. So what we're going to do is these become the backs of the factors. So when I write this, I'm going to write 2x at the front of two brackets, 2x at the front. So I'm just taking the leading coefficient and putting it at the front of both brackets. And then I'm going to put the numbers that I found at the back. So positive 3 and negative 4. And then I have to remember that because I'm multiplying 2 by 2, which is 2 times bigger than the coefficient, I'm going to divide by that coefficient. Now, I'm going to common factor the two expressions. So the first expression, if I look at that, the common factor is actually 1. The common factor of 2x plus 3 is 1, so I don't really need to do anything. That's 2x plus 3. And the common factor of 2x minus 4 is 2. And I'm left with dividing that by 2. We get x minus 2, and that's divided by 2. And now I can see that 2 goes into itself once and into 2 once, and that leaves me with my factor expression being 2x plus 3 times x minus 2. So that's my first example. Let's do another example just to solidify this. 9x squared minus 4. So again, we start with product and sum. So the product here is the coefficient to x squared multiplied by the constant, which is negative 36 in this case. And my sum, what's my sum? The middle term, the coefficient to x is missing, so that means that the sum is 0. So now I'm looking for a product of negative 36 and a sum of 0. So I'll start with 1, going systematically. 1 times negative 36, what does that add to? 1 plus negative 36 does not add to 0. That's negative 35. So that doesn't work. I'll try 2. 2 times negative 18 makes 36. Add those together. 2 plus negative 18 is not 0. Go to 3. 3 times negative 12 is 36. Add those together. We don't get 0. 4 times negative 9. Add those together. We don't get 0. 5 times, that 5 doesn't go into that nicely, so we skip that one. 6 times negative 6. 6 plus negative 6 is equal to 0. So the numbers are 6 and negative 6. So again, I'm going to write two brackets. I'm going to put 9x at the front of both, and I'm going to divide by 9. And then at the backs, I put the numbers that I just found, so positive 6 and negative 6. Now I'm going to common factor each expression. So 9x and 6, the common factor is 3. 3 is the highest number that goes into both of those. And 9x plus 6 divided by 3 gives me 3x plus 2. Look at the second term, 9x minus 6, also 3. And my leftovers are dividing that by 3. I get 3x minus 2. And this is all divided by 9. And I know that 3 times 3 is 9, so I could write this as 9 times 3x plus 2 times 3x minus 2, all divided by 9, and my 9's cancel out. And that leaves me with 3x plus 2 times 3x minus 2 are my factors. Let's do one more, maybe with some positives in it. Say x squared plus 6x plus 8. So my product here is the coefficient to x squared times the constant, which is 8, and my sum is the middle term, which is 6. Okay, systematic. 1 times 8. That adds to 9. That's not what I need. 2 times 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. So those are my numbers. So my numbers are 2 and 4. So again, I'm going to write my brackets and divide. So at the front of both of them, I get, there's a 1 there at the front, so I really get 1x at the front of both of my brackets. And at the back, I get my plus 2 and my plus 4, my numbers, and I'm dividing by 1. Oh, well, that's pretty simple. When I try to common factor each of these brackets, I'll see that the common factor is 1. Which really doesn't need to be factored out. And when we divide by 1, we get the result being the same thing. So this one is done. This is just x plus 2 times x plus 4. And those are the Australian method examples.